Good evening and welcome to Friday's relaxation. Just to let so everybody at home knows, just make sure that you've got a band, a block, at least 2 pillows and a duvet. So we're going to bring ourselves into hero's pose, and we're going to bring ourselves, if we need to, we're bringing ourselves into this position, but if that's uncomfortable, then we can use our duvet, stick it underneath, and then pad it to as much as we need. If we find that the sides of our feet, so if this edge starts to hurt, you can always tuck an extra pillow or an extra blanket underneath the feet there to make sure that it's nice and relaxed, and you're just sitting yourself down. You'll find that it'll make your hips just naturally kind of drop forward. Bring your shoulders back and down. We're going to bring ourselves to here, so we're just going to lift our arms and breathe in. And then as we breathe out, let the arms relax. So we're breathing in, filling the lungs. And breathe out. Letting the body relax down. Now if you feel ill at any time, if anything feels not right, make sure that you stop. And whenever we're coming out of positions, we come out nice and slow. We think about the muscles we're going to move before we move them. And we're going to do one more in and one more out. And then bring the breathing back to normal. So we're going to take it into circle of joy, that's what it was called then. You're going to start off with your right finger at the bottom. As you breathe out, push the hands out, tuck the pelvis under, squeeze the stomach, go into a kind of cat shape. Breathe in, lift the arms up to the ceiling, reach back a little. While holding this reaching back, go over towards the right. Bring it back up to the centre. On a breath in. As you breathe out, take it over towards the left. As you're breathing in, bring it back up. As you're breathing out, turn and look over your right shoulder, using the waist and the shoulders to push. Breathe out back to the centre. So breathe in back to the centre. Breathe out, take it over and to the left. Breathe in to bring it round. Breathe out, take the arms down. Bring them back to the centre. So now the left little finger is going to go to the bottom. So we're pushing out, we're breathing out. We're breathing in to lift. Let's go towards the left first. Breathing in to bring it back up. And out to take it over towards the right. Breathe in to come back up. Breathe out, turn towards the left. Breathe into the centre. breathe out, round the other way. Breathe in, stretching up, and breathing out. Bringing the shoulders back, hands down. Bring the shoulders back round, breathing out. Okay, so let's try one more on each side. Let's start with our right finger at the bottom. Here we go. One more with the left coming round. I'm going to change sides so I can have a look. So turn your fingers over, so you're pushing your fingers towards the ceiling. That's it, that's it. So giving them hands a nice stretch. You'll feel the stretch as you're doing that through the armpits as well. It's pulling them shoulders back. So sitting at a computer all day, driving, it's working all them muscles. Stretching back and bringing it back in. Good, lovely. Bring yourself onto your bum. Have your duvet at the back. Sit your bum on top of it. Bring your feet out in front of you. So again, by sitting on there, it should be pushing your hip bones. Instead of having them pointing up towards the ceiling, they're going to sort of point down towards the floor. Now you may want your band and you're hooking it around your foot. So you're going to lift your right foot up and pull it up towards the sky. And then reach your two hands down towards it as far as you can. Keeping the shoulders pulling back. So you don't want the shoulders coming up, you want them pulling back. From here, you're going to, if it's your right foot, leave your left hand, grab the left with both hands, and reach round to the back. Then you're going to bring it back to the centre. And bend the leg, bring the foot down. So let's try the other side. I'm going to twist the other way, otherwise I'll just bang the door. So holding on, lift it up, push the leg out, bring the hands to as far close to the leg as you can, but shoulders back and down. So the opposite hand, if it's the left leg, the right hand holds on, and then you're reaching round to the back. Lovely. And then bringing it back. Bend the knee, bring it down. Let's try one more on the other side, but we're going to go forward this the second time. So with this, we're going to lift up, take it out, take it over and bring it over. Now, if you've got slip discs, then you wouldn't do that final one. You'd stay just here. You wouldn't go over. But I know you haven't, so you're all right. You're all right, love. So, but that's for people in the other land, in virtual worlds. So we're lifting the leg up. Our shoulders are coming back. We're flexing that foot, trying to lift it as high as we can. Keep the opposite hand on and take the hand out. Now you're looking back towards that back hand. Then you're going to bring the foot down and it'll bring your body down with it naturally. Bring that top hand up and try and get it as close to your ear as you can. If it feels too much, don't bother. Once it's by the ear, then bend the elbow that's holding your foot and see if you can pull yourself down a little bit more. Now from here, we're going to roll over so that we're looking at our leg and letting ourselves drop forward. Then lift the arms, breathe in, lift up. And breathe out, bring it down. You'll feel that working right into your hips. Let's try the other side. So, foot underneath, lifting it up, stretching the leg out, shoulders back and down. Lift that leg up. Leave the right hand on. Take the left hand round to the back. Now keep looking back. Bring the foot down. Bring the arm right up towards your ear and then pull down with the other arm. Then we're going to rotate and bring ourselves so that we're looking over that foot. And then breathe in, lift up and breathe out. Bring it down. Lovely. I'm thinking, can he see me? So, staying here, we're going to take it into cradle in lotus. So we can say again, keeping our hips dropping forward. We're grabbing hold of our right foot. You're trying to place your right heel into your elbow. So you're trying to get it there like that. Now, I see the look on your face. If you can't do it, it's like, no, just put your hand on your heel and then you can bring the other one round. Now, we're going to do this twice, so start off nice, and then if you want, you can take it a bit more. So we're going to rock the baby, but you're pulling that foot in towards you, and you're rocking. And now we're going to drop it down, preferably the other side of the foot, but if you have to, you can have it on the same side. You're bringing your arm around, stretching the back up so you don't want to be slumped. Make sure you're stretching up. Bring the other hand round by your bum. Use the hand on your leg to pull. Have a look over the back. And this is great for working the shoulder blades, working that lower part of the spine that we tend to squish. Then we're bringing it back round and we're taking that down. So we're going to try the other side. So again, we're lifting the foot up. We're thinking of trying to get it here, but we're going to just stop there by the ankle and bring that one round. And then we're rocking the baby. We're pulling the foot towards us. And this is just rocking that hip out, working that ankle, working that knee. Now we're going to take it again over the top, the other side of the leg. Push it and then grab hold with the opposite hand. Bring the hand round to the back. Breathe in, stretch up and look over the back. Lovely. and bring it back round. So we're going to do the same thing. We're going to bring this leg, work that right leg, but we're going to bring our left leg and tuck it underneath. Now if it wants to, you can stick it sort of so that it's resting on your blanket so that it's nice and relaxed in. And then you're lifting the other leg up. And again, you're seeing if you can bring it into your ankle, into your wrist. And then you're bringing your hand along here. And then that one. Yeah? Yeah, close enough, close enough. So rock the baby. Now the elbow being here, what it does is it kind of pulls that foot back so you'll feel it right into this hip. And then we're going to bring it again, if we can, over the front, the back, but if you have to at the front. And then grabbing hold, bringing the hands round, lifting up, have a look over the back. And then bring it back round. So we're going to take that bottom leg out first and then bring the other one over so we know where we are. Let's try it the other side. So again, lifting it up, taking the foot out, trying to take the arm out, and then you're trying to bring it in and then bring the hand around. If they clasp, they clasp. And then rock the baby. Is that one up better? No, about the same. So he'll get there, he'll get there. And then we're going to take it. Oh, sorry, I forgot to bring that bottom leg in. Oh, you've already done it. Good girl. At least one of us remembered. So let's bring it over the other side. Grab hold, straighten up, and look behind. Lovely. And bring it back round the front. Take the leg down. And we're going to come onto our hands and knees. So if you want, you can move those out the way. You can have that underneath if you need to protect your knees. So we're going to go into a cow pose, a cat pose, a dog pose, down to our knees, bend and lift to a cobra. Push back to a child. Come back up to cow. Okay? So we're working with our breath. We want it to flow. So it doesn't matter if you get it in the wrong order, it doesn't matter at all. As long as it feels as if the spine's moving. So here we go. Drop into cow. When you're ready, try and roll the spine into a cat shape. Tucking the toes, feeling the body lifting up, the heels pushing back, the spine straightening. Bringing the knees down, bringing the body down, rolling, lifting up, rolling the spine back. Bringing it up, into cow, into cat, into dog, into cobra, into child. Here we go again. One more. And let's stay here at child and relax. So with that, it's just, don't worry how you're doing it. It doesn't matter. It's just that we want to think about the spine wiggling as if we're kind of doing that with the spine. Up and down and up and down and up and down. And just moving the spine little bits by little bits. But at the same time, you'll find you're working your shoulders, getting yourself nice and warm. So that when we start going into these deeper ones, we feel it a bit better. We've released some of their muscles, some of that fibres that hold the bones and the muscles together, and then the skin to the muscle. It's like the sinew that we have when we peel a bit an orange and you get that white stuff. It's that kind of skin stuff. It has to be stretched. It can get tight and that makes us unflexible as we get older. So if we can keep it supple, again, it won't tighten up, it won't go hard, so it keeps us supple as well. So it's not just muscle and bone and ligaments, there's other little things that need to move. So let's take it into a forward bend. So we're going to start with our legs straight. Now, if you can, put one of your pillows under your bum so that it's dropping your hips forward. So again, that if you think about the hip bones here, we don't want them pointing in that direction. We want the hip bones to be pointing kind of forward in that direction. So if you have a feel, find out where they're going. You basically want them going outwards. Right. Now, you're going to, so I'm going to move back into, so you'll lose me bum now, but you'll see me feet. You'll see all of me. Now we're going to aim to hold these positions for 3 minutes, but sometimes I talk too much, so you'll come out whenever you feel like it, especially if you feel too much. But as always, like I say, if you can, make sure you think about your body first. So you're folding up your pad, your duvet. Now you may need to, depending on how far forward you can go, you might need to fold it up a bit more or use an extra pillow, anything so that it makes it easier for you. So I'm doubling mine so I'm not going too far. You're pulling your toes backwards so that the toes are coming up, they're working, and you're thinking about squeezing your legs together. So even though everything else, I'm going to get you to relax your upper body, I want your lower body to work. You're going to lift up, breathe in, and as you breathe out, you may have to lift them up, place them over the top, let the shoulders come back, and let the head drop down. Now you can turn it to the side. If it doesn't go down, use a block and place your head on it, or an extra pillow, or some towels, blanket, anything you've got. Let your body hang down. Close your eyes. Now you're going to think about your breathing into your back and into your sides. You're going to try and breathe in and have the breath coming in for about 3 seconds. 1, 2, 3 as you're breathing in. But as you breathe out, I want you to make that breath longer. So either 4 seconds, 5 seconds, 6 seconds to breathe out. So I want you just to make the breath out longer than the breath in. Make sure that you're breathing into the side, into the back. Feeling it come all the way up. On the base of the spine. Up into the shoulders. As you're breathing out that extra long breath, you should feel as if the whole body's just melting and relaxing. Except the toes and the inner thighs, keeping them working. Just letting that lower back relax down. Start thinking about coming out. So we're going to think about the shoulders and the lower back where we can feel it stretching. We're going to think about our backs of our calves. So we're going to try and just relax our toes. We're going to wiggle our back. Bring our hands down by the side. Turn our head forward. Bring our head down, our top of our head down. And then we're going to bend our knees and then roll ourselves back up straight. Lovely. Just think how you're feeling. Side bend. So from here, we're taking the duvet down onto the side. We're going to bring our knees so that it comes in line with our knees and our body. And then we're turning. So if our knees are going towards the left, we're going to roll our body down so that we're coming flat down, chest is coming down. You can turn your head and look in the same direction as your knees, or if you can turn the head in the opposite direction. But you want the body just to feel as if the whole lot's coming down. The knees are on top of knees and the feet are on top of feet. So now if your knees are going towards... your left hand's at the front, in the same direction as your knees, you're going to breathe into the top left lung. Or even if you have a think about where you're breathing, where is it easier to breathe, where is it hard to breathe. This is stretching that lower back. Giving the shoulders a stretch. Still stretching the chest on the one side. Remember them thoughts come into your head. try and label them either thought, or if you've been doing the whole week, then you may prefer to label them past, present or future. As soon as you realise that you're thinking of something other than what's happening with your breathing, then just go back to your breathing. Don't worry about it, it's alright. Even if it happens every 3 seconds, it doesn't matter. And just thinking about also, how's this feeling on that lower back? How's the whole body feeling? Does everything feel okay? If one of the arms doesn't feel right, you can always adjust it, you can always take it down. Then you're going to start thinking about moving the body, because we're going to go on to the other side. We just want to make sure that we know all the different pains, all the feelings we feel through the shoulders, through the back, through the legs, because when we change to the other side, we want to compare. So again, we're starting to sort of think about the body that we're going to move. And bringing our hands underneath our shoulders, we're going to push ourselves up. So we're going to take it to the other side. So I'm going to stay where I am. I'm just going to go backwards. So, same thing. We're taking our legs to the other side. We're having it down right by our hip so that our body can just lie straight down. Now it may be that you turn your head, and again you can always prop the head up if it's too low. You're letting your body relax. You can have the knees on top of knees, the hips on top of hips. You're trying to get your belly button down onto the pads. And like I said, you may find turning your head in the opposite direction is nicer or horrible, depending. But think about where's easy to breathe, where's hard to breathe. Remember, any pain, so any kind of numbness or tingling in the fingers or the arms, you may want to move your hand down and out of the way. It may be okay where it is. It might be just that you don't like the neck in that position. You may change the head position. How does this side compare? The shoulders, the lower back. How does it compare to the other side? So again, we're going to start thinking about coming out. Thinking about how our body feels. Just moving gently. Taking the hands underneath the shoulders. And pushing ourselves back up. Lovely. So, from here, I'm going to bring you into Cobra pose. With this, again, we're having our pad, and again, you can have it however wide you feel. You're bringing yourself down. Now, it might be that from here you want to stay in Sphinx pose, so your elbows are down, and you've got the pad underneath. If you wanted to make it a bit higher, you could always, I'm going to go the other way so you can see. You could turn it a bit higher, make it a bit higher up. And again, bringing your chest over and lifting the arms off. So you're increasing that stretch. You can let the body relax down, but keep the neck up. So don't let the neck drop in. Keep the neck lifting up. You don't have to do any pushing. You can just let the body relax here. Let the hips feel as if they're pushing to the floor. Every time you're breathing out, imagine the hips being pushed down. But keep them shoulders pulling down. The head will want to just slide in as you relax. But you want to keep it pulling out. Keep it up. Just let that lower back relax. Think about that stretch through the stomach. This is again where we kind of crunch in the day as we're sitting down. We'll let it kind of roll forward. Just letting your body think of the breathing. You might find that you want to move a little bit in it. And you feel the back give in. Wants to drop, they want to drop further down. Just let them move the body if you need to. Try and have a breath into the stomach so that the stomach pushes against the quilt. Feel that stretch increase in the lower part of the abdomen. As you're breathing out, feel as if it's being pulled down to the floor. We're going to again start thinking about coming out of this. But this time we're going to roll forward. So we're going to turn our elbows out and just let our head come down towards the floor. You'll feel that stretch through the shoulders. And you'll feel that pull through that lower back as well. So from here, start to wiggle the bum. Wiggle the shoulders and the back. Bring the hands underneath the shoulders. Start to lift the bum, push onto the knees. and push back to child. And then bring it back up. So we're going to take it into crocodile. And again, we're going to use our padding. We can make it as big as or as small as we want. So a bit like child. Now, with crocodile, if I turn this way, you're trying to bring your body down onto the pad, but you're turning your toes in this direction. So again, you may find that you want to put something, so I said you might not need your towel, but you might need your towels to put underneath your kneecaps. So you might need those just underneath your knees. So you're taking your knees onto the towels, taking them out to the side. You're turning your feet outwards. And then you're bringing all these underneath, on top. Like I said, depends on how many you need. You might even need your block as well. You're bringing yourself in. You're lying yourself down. Again, if you want to, just rest your head. Your hands can be here, they can be here, they can be wherever feels comfortable. But you're trying to let your body relax down. So again, this is the hips dropping down. I'm going to do it the other way around for Instagram. So with this, the knees are out, the toes are out. Now, if it feels too much, you can turn the toes in or come out of it. If it's too much to stay in this position for too long. But again, you're just letting the body drop down. Letting them hips relax and feel as if they're melting into the floor. I know that doesn't always feel the way. But again, trying to use that breath out or hum. The hummingbird breath is great in this position. Hum, listen to the music. I've got a party going on next over the road, so you may hear that. Listen to the music here. Have music in your own house. Bring it to the side. Just letting everything relax. again, we're going to start thinking about coming out of this position. So we think about them hips, trying to tense up the legs, squeeze the inner thigh muscles. We know that they're starting to work. Taking our hands underneath our shoulders, pointing our toes, so bringing them back underneath and lifting up. Pushing up onto our hands, bringing our knees underneath and bringing ourselves up. So we're taking them in front of us. And we're doing a similar thing. You're going to bring your feet together into butterfly. But you're bringing this in front and on top. And again, if you need the block, you're bringing the block. You're breathing in, lifting up, and breathing out, reaching over, letting your head come down, letting the legs drop out. Let your hands relax. Remember, nothing has to be static, so if it starts to get easier, you might be able to remove a cushion or a pillow. Breathe into the side of the lungs, trying to stretch them out through the side. The front's kind of squashed, the back's being stretched. So breathe into the sides of the lungs. Should feel much easier there. Again, we're going to start to come out. So we're going to think about them hips and start just moving the legs and the thighs just gently. Think about that lower back, them shoulders. We're tucking our chin in, we're rolling our head up. And then we're going to take our legs and push them out. Oh, yeah. Don't worry, we're going down now. So we're going to lie down. You can lie down in any position you particularly want. I've missed one, never mind, doesn't matter. You can have the pillow, one pillow underneath your knees. So you can roll it in a ball and have the knees lifted slightly. So you're kind of there. You can have a pillow underneath your head or a block so that your head's lifted so that it's not reaching back in the air. This might be a bit high. You You can always try just a pillow to keep your head in the right position. You can have your knees bent if you prefer, if you don't like going down. But I'm going to get you to think about, you can have your blanket over you if you want. You can also, if you've got a pillow, an eye pillow or a flannel, you can let that drop. So, I'm going to get you to lie yourself down and close your eyes. Now I'm going to get you to go down right into your pelvic floor. Now we're going to take our hands into what we call Adi Mudra. So you're going to put your thumb and rest it on your palm and then make a fist around your thumb. So you're enclosing it inside. And this helps you through clavicle breathing, so breathing right at the top of your lungs. But at the same time as working the air at the top of the lungs, we're going to work the muscles right down in your pelvic region. So what I want you to do is to take your mind down into your pelvis. And when I tell you to imagine yourself stopping yourself having a wee, I just want you to think about moving that muscle inwards. Now there should be another muscle just above it which goes in the opposite direction. And then if you just pull slightly, you'll feel another tiny little muscle just between the pubic bone. So it's not the abdominal lock where we pull the stomach muscles backwards. It's just slightly down below that. It's a tiny little movement. These are very small movements. So you've got one that goes in one direction. Then there's one above it that'll work in another direction. And then there's another one on the top of that. So there's 3 little muscles that are working right down into the body. So I'm going to get you to think about them muscles. And then think about where your hands are when you're breathing in Adi Mudra. And also try and think about just breathing into the top of the lungs. But the top also means the back, so underneath the armpits and into the upper part of the lungs. But try not to breathe all the way down. So it's a very small breath. Now what you're going to do is after about 10 of these, 1 in, 2 out, 3 in, 4 out, I want you then to take a couple, 3 big full breaths so that you can fill the lungs. As you get better, you can make that 10 a little more, but if it feels too much, if you feel stressed, then take it down, bring it down to 5 breaths before we relax. So I'm going to relax down with you. I'm going to shut up. I want you to either listen to the music, listen to your body. If them thoughts come in, label them. Past, present, future. Think about your lower body. going to start to think about bringing ourselves out of this. Starting to undo our fingers and wiggle our fingers. Wiggle our toes. Not to move our ankles and our wrists. Our knees and our elbows. Our hips and our shoulders. Our stomach and our back. Our neck and our head. Take your arms above your head, and as you breathe in, stretch your fingers in one direction, stretch your toes in the other, and as you breathe out, relax. Big breath in, this time stretching one hand and then the other one, so that you feel the side muscles move. And then breathe out, bring it down. Bring the knees up to the chest. Pull them in and give them a circle. Feel that stretching, that rubbing right down to the lower back, onto the floor. And let's take it in the opposite direction. And then from here we're going to roll over onto our side and just stay here for a few seconds. I'm going to lose your Instagram. Bye bye. See you later. Take your time coming up before you come out. We're going to slowly bring ourselves